Welcome home to philosophy, where we wonder about everything and anything is possible. Hi, I'm Dr. Robert Corey, the Laughing Philosopher. Life is complicated. The world is complicated, and you are complicated. Figuring out how to live a happy, meaningful life, guided by wisdom and reason, is not easy. Is life a game? What is love? Should I fear death? Is this a just world? Almost from the moment of birth, you've been told how to behave, how to fit in, and how to fulfill other people's expectations. You fear that you will lack importance or cease to exist in the lives of others if you think for yourself and question the rules and roles you've been told define you. Wisdom and reason will remove this illusion so you can live authentically in the world around you, find your true purpose, and become your real self. Welcome to episode number 100. The Divine Workaholic. Are you chasing earthly burnout or heavenly rewards? We are amazingly productive creatures. We create something out of nothing, and then we create something more out of something less. We create a mirror. We then use it to produce a telescope. We unlock the atom, and then we use it to produce the atomic bomb. We invent the internet in order to radiate wisdom and knowledge. Then we improve it in order to stream pornography into our homes. We adopt social media in order to build community. And then we exploit it in order to become vain and bitter by comparing ourselves to others. Productive means more, and more feels morally right. Less means lazy and unproductive, and unproductive just feels morally wrong. Productivity is a moral imperative. So we build a castle where we only need a shield. Today, I want to explain why you are chasing financial success and productivity. I want to explain why you work too hard, rest too little, and why you can't enjoy leisure, relaxation, or even a good night's sleep. In other words, I want to explain why you are killing yourself and your life, and what you can do about it. Spoiler ahead, you're not really chasing productivity. You're chasing heavenly rewards. In 1998, the International Sociological Association named this the fourth most important book of the 20th century. Written by the German philosopher Max Weber, one of the founding giants of sociology. The book is The Protestant Ethic and the Spirit of Capitalism. Weber explains how religion is the accidental force behind why we chase productivity, and financial success, grow tired, and burn out. Weber explains that the chief cornerstone of capitalism is the Protestant branch of Christianity, and more specifically, a religious sect known as Calvinism. The twin pillars of Calvinism are the concepts of predestination and salvation. Christianity is also known as the good news. So, what is the good news? The good news is that we can have freedom from guilt and freedom from death. Salvation means freedom from guilt as to our sins and wrongdoing, and freedom from death as to the just punishment for our sins. Predestination is the belief that all events in our lives are God's will and lead to our ultimate fate, either in heaven or in hell. Salvation is God's gift of forgiveness. God is omniscient, or in other words, all-knowing. Everything that happens in our lives is God's will, or predestined. At the moment of my birth, all events in my life have been determined, and my ultimate fate in the afterlife has been determined also. God knows whether I will be a good person or bad person. God knows whether or not I will earn His favor and receive the gift of salvation. God knows whether my destiny is to be rewarded or condemned. At birth, God knows whether my ultimate fate is heaven or hell. But how can I know it? If I am hardworking and productive, and I achieve wealth, fame, and power, then God's will is that I should attain worldly success. God cannot favor an evil person with worldly success and prosperity. God is just and cannot do such a thing. A just God rewards the good and punishes the evil. He wouldn't be omnibenevolent or all good if He didn't. So, worldly success is an indisputable sign that I am a good person and worthy of God's favor. I have won God's gift of salvation. My sins will be washed away, and my ultimate fate is heaven. Calvinists chased productivity and worldly success in order to prove themselves good, deserving of God's salvation, and worthy of heaven. Worldly success was important and desirable as a sign of one's ultimate fate. If I try and fail to achieve worldly goals, then it must be God's will that I should not succeed because I am unworthy of heaven and a bad person whose ultimate fate is hell. Productivity and success are means to an end, not ends in themselves. Productivity is like a finger pointing to the moon. Pay too much attention to the finger, and you will miss all of the heavenly glory. Productivity points to something else. It functions like an idol. An idol points to something else. In some, but not all religions, idols should not be worshipped, but rather the thing it points to. Calvinists desired financial and worldly success as a sign of God's blessings and a symbol of one's ultimate fate. As children of capitalism, financial success is imperative, but we forget why. We are so obsessed with the thing doing the pointing that we take no notice of the thing it's pointing to. We are so obsessed with the finger that we are oblivious to the moon. We are so obsessed with productivity and financial success that we are unconscious of their symbolic meaning. Chasing productivity and worldly success without purpose or intention is pointless. From birth to death, we chase worldly goals without understanding why. Once, because carrots taste good, chasing carrots hanging from the end of a stick made good sense. Now, the carrots are imaginary, and still we chase the end of the stick pointlessly. The struggle to be productive has become a meaningless end in itself. And yet, most people would rather die than be unproductive. And so they do, working themselves to death every day by the dozens. Just as Nietzsche said, man would rather have the void as his purpose than to be void of purpose. From the moment of birth, we are socialized to be productive. We are told that every moment of our lives must be used to produce something of value, or it is an empty moment, devoid of meaning and importance. Every heartbeat must be invested in an act of productivity, or it is a wasted heartbeat, pointless and irrelevant. Our entire lives, our self-image, and our self-esteem revolve around thinking, feeling, and acting productively. Productivity is our highest priority in life, higher than happiness, health, money, pleasure, or relationships. Even though most of us will find worldly aspirations such as wealth, fame, and power to be out of reach and unattainable. Still, productivity is imperative. Everyone is expected to be useful and productive. Or else, our heroes are overachievers. Our role models are society's most productive members. Enough is not enough. Yesterday's productivity is insufficient for today. You can always work harder. There is no limit to your to-do list. Keep adding more to do on top of too much to do. Skip lunch. Spend less time with your spouse. Fun is unproductive. Joy is unproductive. Rest and relaxation are unproductive. Friendships, hobbies, and sleep are unproductive. We work in order to eat, and we eat in order to motivate ourselves to work. Don't you feel guilty and ashamed of yourself when you know you could have been more productive, but chose not to? Don't you feel fulfilled and proud of yourself when you're too productive, even though you feel stressed out and burned out? Wouldn't you prefer to fail at home, fail as a spouse, fail as a parent, fail as a friend, rather than to fail at work? Chasing productivity has its positive consequences. Praise and approval feel good. Earning a promotion feels good. Making more money feels good. And what are the negative consequences of overwork, intense activity, and prolonged stress? Fatigue, anxiety, boredom, frustration, loneliness, meaninglessness, powerlessness, pointlessness, self-estrangement, alienation, and apathy. Chasing productivity is killing our lives. We are so exhausted and so worn out, physically, mentally, and emotionally, that we suffer from a profound sense of hopelessness and no longer care about the people and things that are important to us. We are so bored with our lives and so apathetic to our fate that we've become apathetic to our own apathy. In a pointless life, there are no mistakes. There are only regrets. What are you producing? Who are you producing it for? Why doesn't happiness count as being productive? Why don't self-care, relationships, and leisure count as being productive? Why can't I let go of the compulsion to be positive at all times? I wish I had the courage to express my pessimism and justify my negative feelings. Why can't I let myself feel unproductive? I wish I didn't feel lazy if I'm not working myself too hard, too much, and too long. Why can't I be happy today, not tomorrow? I wish I had the courage to eat less beans and more ice cream. Why can't I stop taking everything so seriously? I wish I had the courage to stop chasing a perfect life and just be true to myself and my imperfections. Why can't I honor the dreams I have about myself? I wish I had the courage to do what I desire and not just do what is expected of me. What am I missing out on? I wish I had the courage to participate, not just observe. I wish I had the courage to stop chasing what I already have enough of and start appreciating what I have. I wish I had the courage to see the world as it really is, not just as I am told it is. Why can't I stop trying? I wish I had the courage to be gentle with myself. Why can't I take risks? I wish I had the courage to make choices as if I didn't need money. Why do I behave as if I'm going to live forever? I wish I had the courage to stop taking my mortality for granted. Why do I crave other people's acceptance and approval? I wish I had the courage to stop wasting my precious heartbeats on other people's expectations of what I ought to be. Life is no soft affair. We are just little animals. Why did God write so many sacred books? I wish I had the courage to think for myself and make up my own mind about how to live. There is no perfect life. Everyone fails. Nothing we accomplish is permanent. Everything is fleeting. No one is remembered. Everyone is chasing the wind. I wish I had the courage to just accept my fate with a smile. Do you feel as if you are chasing imaginary carrots? Our lives are out of balance. So how do we regain balance? Don't work so hard just doesn't work. Trying to work less is just one more thing to do on top of too many things to do. So what's the answer? Not always, but sometimes be productive. And with the rest of your heartbeats, spend time with someone else, where the only thing in it for you is the relationship itself. Spend time doing something you love, where the only reason to do it is just because you love it. Spend time doing something you're good at, just because you are good at it. And spend time making someone else's life a little softer, just because you can. In other words, rebalance your life by doing what is desirable for its own sake. To lead a more balanced life, do these 4 things as if you mean it. Don't be productive. Just be. Thank you for listening to the 100th episode of the Laughing Philosopher podcast. Ms. Rachel Baxter, Mr. Paolo Belli, and myself are the team behind this podcast. It has been my personal honor and professional pleasure to collaborate with them, and I am routinely amazed by their talent, creativity, and caring. We published our first 3 episodes in January of 2021. Our first 100 episodes have been downloaded almost 40,000 times. And today, on Spotify, we have listeners in 22 countries, even in places like Ukraine and Israel, where most people should have better things to do than listen to me. Please accept our appreciation for your time and attention, our gratitude for your support and encouragement, and our admiration for your personal commitment to wisdom and virtue. Think for yourself. Be gentle with yourself. Strive to be happy. And above all, be good.